Dear colleagues, I ask cameramen to go to their places. Thank you very much that you came here in such a rainy morning, that you didn't left in your offices to watch it online. And now I give the floor to the Deputy General Prosecutor of Ukraine, Vitaliy Kasko. We will discuss resonance case. You all remember that two people were detained. And now Mr. Vitaliy will tell us about the results of the prejudicial inquiry on these two people. Good morning, dear colleagues. We invited you today to tell you how the case is going on. About Oleksandr Korniets, ex-Deputy General Prosecutor, and Volodymyr Shapakin, ex-first deputy head of the Prosecutor General Office. I remind that they were detained together with Security Service of Ukraine in July this year. And the suspect they got $150,000 from the representatives of two private companies. After they were detained, the people were informed about these suspects with the corresponding articles of the Criminal Code of Ukraine. Before this article was told about bribe, and for these crimes they give 8 to 12 years of prison. During investigation, we collected enough proof to prepare for Mr. Korniets new suspects with new articles. Also, he was keeping the gun at home. It was Kalashnikov, and 141 shell to it without license. So that was one more article already. It is a heavy crime, and it can give it 3 to 7 years. And also for unofficial getting of information. That was the third article already. That is a medium crime. Maximum punishment is prison up to 4 years. So this suspect of the crime and these 3 crimes were signed by investigators. Today we were trying to call Mr. Korniets, but he thought unfortunately he can't come as his mom is in the hospital. She doesn't feel bad, so he can come at 11 a.m. But as you can see, Mr. Korniets is here with us, but he didn't come to the investigator's office. But because of that, prosecutor can change the measures and to the arrest. We shall inform that we, General Prosecutor's Office, the businessmen and other officials started coming to the office who told us about other facts of activities on Mr. Korniets and Shapakin and other present and ex-prosecutors. One businessman came to us. He told us that Mr. Korniets, by blackmail, owned his business, and there was a criminal investigation on this case, and it was closed in an official way. We checked this information. The facts were confirmed, and these facts, in operative way, were checked according to the procedure. In case of investigation, we found enough proofs that Mr. Korniets made one more crime, asking for the property of other people using his position. So that was blackmail using his position. In October, this suspect was informed to Mr. Korniets. what we are talking about, Oleksandr Korniets being at the position of the head of surveillance of natural resources. In 2009, using his position without having any basis for it, using the threats to the private company, disposal company, he asked the director of this company to pay him amounts of money to cover his business. And then, in 2010, he asked the victim to give him 50% share of his company to his sister. I would like to point out that, according to the proofs that we collected during the investigation, Mr. Korniets got control under that enterprise and was managing it. Systematically, he had meetings, he had instructions to the employees, he developed tables of the profits, and in these tables, employees needed to report him by email. So he was managing this private enterprise. Every month, victims should pay 2011 years 35,000 hryvnia a month, but starting from 2013, a suspected person asked for 50,000 hryvnia every month. After that, victim was asked to change the director of the enterprise. He refused to do it, and after that, the enterprise was occupied. At the moment the suspect is announced to Mr. Korniets already, it's not the decision of the court so far, and it is in his case. That this crime is also heavy. It can lead to 3 to 7 years in prison. Today, prosecutor will give a claim to Pechersk District Court about arresting Mr. Korniets. About the time and hour of this case, we will inform media separately. At the moment, that's all. And I'm ready to answer your questions.
First, introduce yourself. I'm Nicola Riznik, 1+1 channel. You said that the facts were proved that the criminal proceedings was closed illegally, and this decision was influenced by some person from the General Prosecutor's office. The facts were confirmed, and this case was closed illegally, and we have proofs. They are not direct, but we have proofs that that was done by order of General Prosecutor's office, and we continue our investigation to establish these facts. Facts of the Week magazine. You know international practices, and you know that Mr. Yanukovych claimed that several persons, 4 persons, were investigated, but then they were dismissed. What is the main principle? How can we return money? And we think that it's very difficult to fight with Yanukovych, the family. You should answer questions concerning this press briefing, not this question about Yanukovych. So our system should work properly. Otherwise, it's very difficult to punish those who are guilty. Please ask the question relevant to the meeting. What is the destiny of the diamonds? Where are they? Thank you for your question. The diamonds are in. They are in. They are in a safe place in the custody of prosecutor's office, and the diamonds, they are not a subject of bribery. They were confiscated, and they can be confiscated to the benefit of the state. And I don't know why all people are so interested in this. One more question. What about the cases against prosecutors who detained the suspects? So these proceedings are continuing. And once they understood that there will be more suspicion to Shapakin and Korniets, there are also some checks conducted now from the part of inspection, and we have some pressure, and this will be discussed during other event on this case. Do you have some other questions? We have a briefing for